Well, hello there all you absolutely magnificent people, and welcome back to another episode of An Ecologist Plays, where we talk about nature while playing games. My name is Will, and well, we are back in Monster Hunter World, and well, we do have another quest to do now. So we are going to do one of the main quests today. We are going to go look for the Tobi-Kadachi. So let's head on over there, shall we? I think we're going to start out in the southwest camp. I do want to hunt an Aptonoth or so before we actually head on in, so let's start there. And let's head on out. Alright, now as we are heading out to actually go hunt an Aptonoth, there we go, there are a few down there. Just before I do forget, I was hoping to actually play Monster Hunter Wilds now that it is releasing. However, financially I'll definitely not be able to afford it at the moment, so I'll just have to hold out a bit before actually being able to play that. So hopefully in future I will be playing Monster Hunter Wilds, but for now I will be sticking to Monster Hunter World. And of course, after this, there is also Monster Hunter Rise, which I have also acquired before. Alright, let's start by actually saying hello to this Aptonoth over here. And yeah, that was in fact it. Okay. And of course, now that we have killed the Aptonoth, the Revultures here immediately popping up to try and scavenge, but we have already harvested the carcass, so there's nothing really left for them. And let's just quickly cook some meat over here. Perfect. There we go. So that steak should of course give us a bit more stamina, because as I learned from the Monster Hunter Wilds open beta, I often run around with very tiny stamina bars. And now that we have some food, I think we can head off to the northeast camp. Now, I suspect after the next mission, we would be able to actually set up that other camp, which is around here somewhere, you know, close to the Grimalkins. But for that, I do need Anjanath scales. So, yeah, I haven't fought an Anjanath yet. I think the next mission possibly will be fighting one. Of course, after that, we should be able to set up the camp. Okay, now we have found some old footprints. I'm not sure whether this belongs to Tobi-Kadachi. It does not belong to some of the things I thought it would be, like the Kuluyaku. So, yeah, I guess this may be Tobi-Kadachi. Interesting foot structure, just looking at the footprints. Okay, this one doesn't show it as well. Let's see if we can find another one. I think up here there should be. There we go, there's another footprint there. So interesting, it does seem like we've got 3 toes pointing forward, and then one pointing like almost like a thumb, indicating possibly at least that this is some kind of arboreal species, which is using its thumb to actually grip onto the branches more tightly. So that's what I'm going to guess the thumb is for, the thumb-like digit is for. We are following it higher and higher up in the trees. Now, may not be the best idea if you are a ground-dwelling species to come after an arboreal species in the actual trees. Sounds like a bad idea, but we are going to do that because we fear very little. Alright, some flying creatures, I think they're called Mirlon if I'm not mistaken. And as far as I know, they are potential food for the Tobi-Kadachi that we are in fact after. Now these flying creatures here, again, I think they are called Mirlon. As far as I recall, they also will be eating some of the nuts in the area. Scatter nuts in particular, I think they are feeding on. And although they are quite good at flying, and I mean they can fly away quite easily, the Tobi-Kadachi is still able to hunt them. Mainly, I think, because they would be getting higher up than these flying creatures are, and then just kind of gliding down and trying to grab them in mid-air, using the element of surprise. Something tells me we are getting close. Let's see. Yeah, it does look like it. Oh, okay. Piece of fur, and ooh, that is quick. That is something that is very quick. Oh, lots of it falling down. So those look very much like feathers. Oh, hello there. Oh, you're beautiful. Oh my word, you are beautiful. The Tobi-Kadachi. Alright, so. Yeah. Let's have a look at what on earth it does. It is very quick, first of all. A very... ooh, static electricity. And it has a membrane between the front and the hind legs, which it uses, a potassium it's called, which it uses to glide, or in that case, it actually uses it to get higher up. Let's see whether it does it again. Yeah, there we go. using the potassium to actually gain some altitude there. We're just going to whack it because we can. I think oh, there he goes up. And somewhere, oh, there it is again. Ooh, got static attacks. Ooh, you see, that's deadly. That's deadly. Okay, so I've got an elemental effect on me, which means I probably need to eat a nullberry. I think that removes it. Oh, it's beautiful. Very snake-like in appearance, the head at least. I believe this is a type of fanged wyvern. Oh. Okay, so very few creatures. I believe that is actually a static electricity it's using there. I don't know of any animals that really will use static electricity as an attack. Ooh. Like this one is using. Geckos will use static electricity to actually cling to surfaces. Oh, there we go. Okay, so that was the little thing that my Palico put down. Interesting little crossbow type thing he's also using there. Oh, that's fun. Okay, but anyway, so as I was saying... Oh, he was actually stunned. Oh man, I should have actually capitalized on that. Oof. Okay. Yeah. That's a beautiful, beautiful creature. I'm assuming I really shouldn't be getting too close to him now that he actually has got static electricity build up. Anyway, geckos will use static electricity to cling to surfaces. That's part of the reason why they're able to stick to vertical surfaces. And of course things like electric rays, electric eels, all those types of electric fish, they will also use electricity to catch prey and to stun prey, but it's not static electricity. Instead, they are using other mechanisms to actually build up electricity, which they then use to stun their prey. Oh, there are some nice fangs there. You could actually for a moment there see the glottis, there we go, in the center there, basically the windpipe of this Tobi-Kadachi, so that when it is swallowing big prey, it will most likely extend that bit out of the mouth, and in the process then still be able to breathe, despite actually, swallowing a prey that is technically blocking its windpipe. So that is a marvelous adaptation. We see that also in things like the pythons and other constrictors. They also will have that. But yeah, this one here, this Tobi-Kadachi, seems to be building up static electricity by rubbing up against vegetation and rubbing its fur and actually getting its fur to build, or its feathers in essence, to build up electricity. And you can see it's kind of really, really static at the moment. Alright, but here we go. It is time to head in again. Another static. Oh, that's a tail. That was the tail. Oh, that was a nice attack there from you. Oof. I definitely need to get used to the different attacks it has. Very serpentine in movement there. But also, of course, very different. Are you going to do a tail swipe now? No, not. Okay, so it's not always the same. Let's stun you, shall we? It is actually kind of stunned at the moment, but... There we go, that does a bit of damage, that did a bit of damage as well. The Kestodon, of course, not very, very keen about the fact that the Tobi-Kadachi is in this area. Now, it's unlikely that the Tobi-Kadachi can actually swallow one of those big Kestodon males with their head adornments, but it is very probable that they could go for some of the females. Now, those head crests there we've talked about previously, it's most likely a way to attract partners, but in this case it can actually also be a way to defend against predators. And not just in the way of actually, hitting them with the crest or, defending the neck. Instead, it could also just make them too big to swallow. We do see that in some other animals as well. We see that, for example, in pufferfish, which will inhale water to actually puff themselves up. And in the process then, the predators hopefully leave them alone. Now, there's a great Jagras as well. That means there will most likely also be some normal Jagras in the area. Oh, the Jagras are running away, it seems. Because there's this Tobi-Kadachi again. Hello there, Tobi. Okay, you are immediately aggressive now because, yeah, we have attacked you before, so you know that we mean to attack you. But it seems usually they don't want to attack us if they don't need to. Oh, there goes the Jagras. The Great Jagras, and okay, so it seems the Tobi-Kadachi and the Great Jagras, I thought they were going to go at one another, but no, it seems not. Okay, never mind. Alright, let's just get this little guy stunned. Oh, that didn't work because he wasn't close enough. Oh, big static attacks there. Okay, so yeah, he has really built up quite a bit of static charge there as he's running around, having his fur/feathers rubbing up against each other and against the vegetation. It seems that static buildup is quite quick. Okay, so there is a flash fly cage that's been set up. Let's get him closer here. And there we go, finally. And that was a nice connection there with it. It is looking kind of exhausted at the moment. Yeah, it's drooling. Now that drool, very reminiscent of things like Komodo dragons. I really should learn to block. But the drool, they're very reminiscent of Komodo dragons, which are constantly walking around with like drool oozing out of their mouths. And initially thought that, okay, that drool there, it actually contains dangerous bacteria, and you know, that's how they kill their prey, is with bacterial infections in their bites. It turns out that drool is actually most likely there to make it easier for Komodo dragons to swallow large prey. So it's quite possible that the Tobi-Kadachi here is also using the massive amount of mucus, the drool that we saw there coming out of its mouth. It's using that to make it easier to swallow larger prey. Ah, there we go. There the Tobi-Kadachi is again. I'm just trying to still learn its attacks. This is the first time I'm actually encountering Tobi-Kadachi. I should probably, you know, try to have a second character actually also fight these different monsters before I actually fight them on screen. But then again, where's the fun in that? Oh, it's going to come lunging down. There we go. Ooh, that's a nice attack from you, Tobi. Oh yeah, that's a big one. Okay, run away, Will. Let's use the ghillie mantle. Oh no. I am out. Man, I was trying to get away, and it just didn't work. Okay, so Tobi-Kadachi. He's a dangerous little guy. Now, I would also like to actually store some vials in my shield. Okay, I think if I use that button and I do it at that point, there we go. Okay, so mouse button 5. Oh, there's an Anjanath as well. Anjanath, please show that. Please show that Tobi-Kadachi who's boss. It almost looks like... Yeah, it does look like it. It does look like we have got a big battle on our hands, no? No. Interestingly not. Tobi-Kadachi is still around. It's actually not running away from the Anjanath, nor is the Anjanath actually running away from it. Well, that is interesting. Alright, well, here we go. Hello, Tobi-Kadachi. So, while he isn't attacking us, I mean, to me, I know the wiki says that the face of the Tobi-Kadachi is very colubrate in shape. In other words, one of the... What is that? That's Anjanath material. An Anjanath scale. Oh, that's great. But anyway, colubrates are the hind-fanged snakes. But I think this one, I mean, to me at least, Tobi-Kadachi... Oh, there we go, they are fighting. Were they fighting? It does almost look like they were fighting. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. So let's have a look there. Territorial displays, maybe? There we go. Oh, the Anjanath is being attacked by the Tobi-Kadachi. It will be interesting to see what happens between these two. But anyway, to me, the Tobi-Kadachi actually has more of a viper face. So more of a pirid face rather than colubrate face. Now, when the time comes, we are just... You know what? Let's actually do this now, shall we? Use the ghillie mantle. Okay, so the Tobi-Kadachi has run away from the Anjanath. Let's follow Tobi-Kadachi. Hello there, Tobi-Kadachi. Yeah, say hello to us again, I guess. And using the potassium, that membrane again, to gain some height as it attacks us. Very interesting that even on such short attacks, it will use that potassium. Now, when it's just running around like this, man. Oh, that's Anjanath as well, is also here. Oh dear. Now, when it is just running around here, that potassium is actually not that clearly visible. Okay, we're just going to run away to this side. We don't want Anjanath coming after us. But it is attacking the Tobi-Kadachi. Oh, and wow, really, really annihilating it for us. Now, hopefully the Anjanath does not come for us. Sheesh, everything roaring at one another, trying to appear more dangerous and intimidate the other ones. Oh no, it's coming for us. Let's try and stun it and run away. Ooh, I've knocked the Merlon out of the sky. That does happen, I guess. Okay. Now, we are following Tobi-Kadachi and running away from the Anjanath. So the Anjanath most likely won the fight there with the Tobi-Kadachi. And it's huge. Very rarely would fights like that be to the death. Like, yes, if you look at things like lions and hyenas, they may fight to the death. But very often, these fights between rivals, between predators that are in the same area, neither of them want to die. So it's very often more a threat display than it is a full-on attack. In this case, however, the Anjanath definitely attacked the Tobi-Kadachi and really tried to go for it. The Tobi-Kadachi, on the other hand, tried to defend itself, but it was, in the end, no match for the Anjanath. Let's just see, Tobi is somewhere up here. Is the Tobi-Kadachi trying to regain health? Or what's happening here? But yeah, so the Tobi-Kadachi, interesting mix between, I mean, having the face, more for me at least, of a viper. If it does have more viper-like features, it would, for example, also be able to pick up heat. So to sense heat. Also Boidae, the boas and pythons, they also, a lot of them can also pick up heat. Oh, there we go, there is the Tobi-Kadachi. At least it appears as though it hasn't really built up any static yet, which is actually for me great. And there we go, we're getting a nice attack on him. And you know, for some reason, my mouse button, my red mouse button is now not working. I cannot store charges, nothing of the sort. I can't even right mouse attack. Which, you know, is kind of a problem. And so that's what happened previously when I couldn't store any charges, right? It was because of that right mouse button of mine no longer working. So this may be a problem. Yeah, still no right mouse button for me. But you know what? We're going to just do that. We may be dead again. We may die again soon. I have also said that I should be able to, instead of using the right mouse button... There we go, now it's suddenly working, okay. But instead of using the right mouse button, I should have been able... There we go, to use a numpad 9. But it seems that whenever... I don't even know what that sound is. Oh, there we go, there is a Tobi-Kadachi again. I should have been able to use numpad 9, but it seems that when that problem occurs, I can't even use that to store charges and stuff. So we are... I don't know, for some reason the game doesn't want me to sometimes win, it seems. Now, where's Tobi? Oh, hello. There you are. I see you. Very, very well armored hindquarters, it seems. So when we do attack it, it actually just does... It just bounces off it. Okay, hello there, Tobi. So beautiful. It really does move both serpentine and not serpentine at the same time. I mean, those lunges, I would see that as being very similar to how a snake actually strikes, but also at the same time very, very different. Let's see, where are you coming? You're coming for me here. Okay, well, how about that? No, that did not work. Man. Of course, the Tobi-Kadachi here does not have the long serpentine body that a snake has, so it won't really, it can't pull back its head, neck and head, and then lunge forward to strike at us. Instead, it has to kind of just move its body in a zigzag pattern. Oh, you see, I think there it is actually charging up its static electricity by rubbing up against the vegetation. It's definitely had some static electricity build up there. Ah, man, I should have blocked. If I can just do this, and then while I'm doing that, actually do that. There we go, charge that shield. Of course, we don't have a lot of time to finish off this Tobi-Kadachi, and that problem with my mouse is becoming a bit of a problem. Really, really a bit of a problem. I'm not sure whether it's the mouse or whether the game refuses to acknowledge the mouse, because then it automatically fixes itself, which really is a problem. Nonetheless, a poor fighter blames his tools, and I'm not going to blame my tools. I'm just going to roll with it. But yeah, so the Anjanath and the Tobi-Kadachi were fighting one another earlier, which I did find very, very interesting. Because technically this Tobi-Kadachi would not necessarily really be feeding on the same things as the Anjanath. I literally just ran straight into that tail whip. That's my bad. There we go, take that in your face. So again, drooling quite a lot there. It's looking kind of exhausted, but at the same time, it's still deadly. Very deadly. And I may be dead because I can't get up. Yeah. Man. Well, that was frustrating. I was locked there, kind of. Could not get up. Okay, well, here we go. Once more. Once more onto the breach, dear friends. Once more. Luckily, it's not too far from where we are. Should be right up there. There it is. Hello there, non-friend. There we go. I think I may have accidentally, well, accidentally on purpose, actually damaged it a bit. Well, paralyzed it a bit there with the paratoad. That was nice. That was not less nice. Is he? Oh, he's building up static again. Are you? Oh, man. Look, it makes sense that he would stun us because, man, this guy's big. That's a nice big attack by it. Of course, using the whip, it's actually a flattened tail. I thought it was actually like a thin little tail, but no. It's got a very, very flattened tail. Now, that flattened tail would most likely serve two purposes. Okay, we only have 10 minutes left. Okay, we really have to do this now. This is now the point where I start getting really reckless. Anyway, the tail there, two purposes. You can see there it does attack with it, but also secondly, when it is gliding from branch to branch or from one tree to the other, it would most likely be using that tail as a rudder to kind of steer to where it needs to be or where it wants to be. Come on, you little one. Oh, wow, look at that. Okay, I really didn't think we would be able to make it in time. Okay, so that's a Tobi-Kadachi. Really an awesome creature. I would love to actually see them again, but, you know, without them attacking us. But the Tobi-Kadachi does spend a lot of time up in the trees. Perfectly adapted for that. And, I mean, you can kind of see the patagium there. The membrane between the front and the hind legs. That's really cool. Now, there is a theory that the ancient forest had many more trees, which would have been perfect environment for the Tobi-Kadachi here. And over time, most likely due to the arrival of some of the larger monsters, the forest has fewer trees now, which is not great for the Tobi-Kadachi, meaning it now most likely has to spend a bit more time on the ground, as this one actually did. It's not adapted for life on the ground. I mean, it can survive here, but it's not perfect. it really would like to be up in the trees, where it's got the membrane that will help it to actually glide, and it will have those nice feet to actually climb up the trees with, and of course the flattened tail, which it can use as a rudder to steer when actually gliding. Now we'll talk about the gliding in a moment. I'm just going to take everything we have got here, and we're just going to head on home.
You're just the awesomest.
Am I the awesomest, you say? Thank you, botanist. And the botanist has planted an ancient tree seed, and it apparently has sprouted. And it seems that they draw from the surrounding life to actually grow. That is interesting. Are there any items that I use heavily? I don't know. Oh, I see. Okay, so this is basically the farming of the game, where we can use fertilizer and certain things planted here by the ancient tree and actually get more of what we need. So this is basically the farming. Instead of just collecting items from the world the whole time, you can, in essence, then get it here from your home base. That is great. That's actually really, really nice. Now, I quickly want to pop on over to the Ecologist. Hello there, Chief Ecologist. We've got some more information. We've got updated field guide information about these 3 species. Now, I want to look at the Tobi-Kadachi. Yeah, the field guide does say that it flies amongst the trees of the ancient forest. It's not really flying, it's more falling with style, you know, gliding in essence. Now, gliding is a very, very useful way to actually traverse the treetops. It's not necessarily the most cost-effective, actually. It usually actually would be more cost-effective for the Tobi-Kadachi to actually run along the branches and then in that way get from one tree to another, rather than gliding down to the stem of another tree and then climbing back up. It uses more energy to do that, but it may be quicker to do that rather than find a way among the branches from one tree to another. So that's why they most likely glide. And that may be the reason why things like flying squirrels and sugar gliders and all those little critters also glide from one tree to another. Not necessarily to save energy, but rather to save time. And time, you know, is money, or in this case, time is energy. So that may be why they're doing it. But in terms of energy, it is much cheaper to actually just glide from one tree to another, rather than to climb all the way down from one tree, like down you go, run along the ground, and then all the way up again the next tree. So rather from this tree, just glide to about halfway up the stem, for example, and then just climb halfway back up again. But the best, the cheapest, would actually just be to stay in the canopy. Now, when this little critter here, the Tobi-Kadachi, is actually on the ground, it is a little bit more vulnerable. It does, however, have that static electricity as a defense mechanism, and I suspect it most likely would actually have developed that to defend it against predators, rather than a way to actually catch prey. Now, yes, the static electricity there may give the prey a nasty shock, may knock them out a bit, but it does have quite strong jaws, I think, and quite nice talons as well. Things that it can definitely use to actually catch and immobilize smaller prey. Even things like Kestodon over here, which very well would be within, at least the females, would be within the realm of food that the Tobi-Kadachi could eat. Now, we as humans, yeah, we are definitely in the range of things that the Tobi-Kadachi can eat. I mean, we are small, we don't really have a lot of armor, we don't technically have a lot of our own weaponry. We do carry weapons, but we don't have like venom or anything like that we can use to defend ourselves. But moss swine, oh shame, moss swine I think definitely are eaten by the Tobi-Kadachi, and of course, as mentioned previously, the Murnos as well. So yeah, those are, I was correct, they are called Murnos, and they do feed on scatternuts. Great stuff. But yeah, Tobi-Kadachi, really an awesome, awesome creature. Now, I think next time, I believe our next quest will most likely be to actually get rid of the Anjanath that is in the area, and oh my word, guys, I don't foresee good things for that mission. So let's see how that goes next time. Now, of course, this weekend, Nick and I will again be streaming, and we will be streaming Icarus on Sunday, 6 until 9 South African time, all going well. And of course, on Tuesday, I'll be back with another episode of Empires of the Undergrowth, because, well, I am back in that. So if you've got any questions or comments, please pop it down in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer as best I can. And then until next time, everybody, stay safe. I'll see you all soon. Cheers!